All right, people. This is for my lovely folks who have taken the Get on the Path to Pilot season, Get Unstuck, the W Auditions class, which was the first class I taught last year when I instituted my online studio. The major questions that I've been getting from my former clients who are out there, they've built their brand, they are out there targeting casting directors, targeting agents, or they're signed and they're still not going out enough. Now, we touched on how to figure out what your emotional type is and how it can double your auditions in all of those classes. Well, I am responding to the request from my clients to create a class about how to determine what your emotional type is. Because it's a four-prong sort of major chords that you have that will be with you for the rest of your life, right? You're going to age every year, right? So your physical type is always going to change. But if you are the teacher who defends those who can't help themselves but can't fight for herself, that's a very specific kind of emotional chord. You can go in for a lawyer. You can go in for a social worker. You can go in for a freedom fighter in a war. That's an emotional chord. It's archetypal. It has to do with everything that every human being wants, right? And that we've always wanted since the beginning of time. Well, there's going to be four major chords that each one of us are drawn to in our work. And those are the roles that we can play magnificently, right? For example, Charlize Theron doesn't look like a monster, right? But in real life, she had a brutal father who was killed by her mother at age 15. So guess what? When she told Hollywood, I can play in this movie Monster, I understand what it is to be abused. That was something in her soul. She understood that pain. She understood that will to live. She understood that humiliation. She understood it. It's one of her chords. That's why she killed that role, not because she gained weight and put on some makeup, but because that role was in her soul, right? Doing this exercise in all the classes, I get over and over again. People come back and they tell me, oh, well, I just figured it out in 15 minutes. No, you don't. A really great emotional chords exercise is me and you in a room and 100 movies that we go through. And we go through those 100 movies and we spend several hours figuring out what your specific chord is. What is it in your soul that you sell? Plain and simple. It's really beautiful. It is your soul's song. And that's what's so exciting about this exercise, because when you approach it that way, it's so much easier to walk into a room with your agents and your managers and you take them to your emotional type page and you have pictures that we've worked out. We've created an entire brand in this exercise. You have photos that represent each chord. You have monologues and scenes that represent each chord. Each chord has its own color. You package it in a nice press kit. You sit it in front of your agents and you go, I'm going to help you solve a problem that's going to get me seen more and make us all some more money. That's what this class is about, right? Making everybody's job easier. And when you approach your managers that way with, I'm going to make your job easier by giving you a way to get me seen more, you're giving them a script to pitch you according to your emotional type. I swear to God, it works. I haven't played a black woman in 3 years. Everything I've gone out for has been for people of different genders and different ages, right? This shit works, right? Brittany Mirabile, my client, who you can see her story on this page, is playing a serious badass in The Purge 3. Yes, her first major film is coming out in July, and it is a huge horror thriller franchise. She's playing a badass. Before that, all she went out for was cute little sweet innocent girl next door. How the hell did she get this part? It's huge. She had no credits. Her emotional type. Her emotional type is intense. It has a perfectionist side, that this type A personality. She understands that person who will do anything by any means necessary to excel, right? That's a great type. That applies to the girl from Gossip Girls, to the murderer who killed the person who was going to take their job. You know what I mean? Like, it has such expansive lines, and it ensures that you're going to work for a long time and you're going to go out for a whole lot more stuff. So, with that said, take a look at this class. It's going to be good, yo. You're going to have a combination of recorded classes, several 90-minute classes where I go through the exercise person by person. And then we're going to have some mastermind calls with me, where you ask me specific questions and you give me feedback on what you figured out from the recordings, right? We're going to come up with your major emotional colors. We're going to figure out how to put that into a press kit and give you a script to approach your agents with. We're going to talk about how you set up an evening or you demonstrate how the emotional chords work. So basically your own little showcase of the emotional chords, right? It's so exciting. I've had several clients. Michelle Fleece Hartley did an evening of monologues. You know, it got her signed. It got her management excited about her. And because when you come to your agents and your managers with a business proposition, you don't talk about, oh, this is some fluffy little woo 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 my feelings. This is a business proposition. This is a way for you to get me seen more, so I have a better chance of making us both some money. People want to hear that. That's what the emotional type exercise is about. It's about teaching your reps how to make you more money and get you working as an actor full-time and not a temp, waitress, and a hostess. It's about the gold, right? It's about being a working